With the brilliant healer, we have another one. Another in a long list of animes that have used the whole formula of being kicked out of the Avengers party and sad character being super broken and OP. And I do not hate when the anime industry reuses such formula, but if you're going to use it, at least do something super new or unique or something, because if not, you're just going to blend in with the rest. And to me, the brilliant heater it falls under that category because even though it was quite very quite well executed with the writing and the animation and all of that, but it just felt like something that I have seen so many times before. But let me talk about the anime. We have our main character Xenos, who, like I said, got kicked out of his adventure party, got looked down upon, being looked as only a pack mule, and after being kicked out, he decided, okay, I am no longer going to do healing for free, because in his adventures party, he was doing all of the healing, and he wasn't getting paid his fair share. So he decides to set up shop in the slums, where he heals people and becoming an underground unlicensed healer, and he heals people. He doesn't discriminate by race. He heals children for free, and he properly charges a fair price for anybody else. And he actually ended up, without even meaning to he made these slums a better place for people to live in, making friends with the different leaders of each different factions of the different races, and set leaders, all of them being super, let's say, beautiful women. All of them ended up being super goo goo gaga for a main character, and you could say that this anime is something like a harem. But honestly, I don't want it to go the harem route. Usually, I am somebody that hates where the main character does not take the harem route, because it's a fantasy world. It's different. The rules are different from our own. So I hate it when the main character doesn't take that route, because he's too much of an idiot to realize the feelings from the different women, or he's too much of a wimp to take this step forward. But honestly, the reason why I don't want this particular anime going the harem route is because the all of the women that shows up throughout the anime, except for one, I'm going to get to it in a bit. But the leaders of the different factions of the races from the slums, none of them were written particularly well. The only thing that I got from the three of them and the other women is that the three of them are super passionate and take their job seriously as leaders of their different at the different factions, and they care very much about their people, and they're super good gaga for main character Xenos. Other than that, there's really not too much about them when with character wise. The only character that was particularly well written, well, two of them, but only one of them I think is old enough to becoming the romance option for a main character, is Carmilla. Carmilla is our ghost, wrath, and she was pretty much very well written. She gave up a very mature, sophisticated feeling. She has a little bit of a mystery from her past. She really likes to annoy our main character Xenos by making predictions for the future, pretty much guesses that turns out to be spot on most of the time. And I think that, and with our main character Xenos being such a, well, like the title says, a brilliant healer, he can even regrow limbs, regrowing bones, the muscles, and the nerves and skin. So maybe in the novel, or if they decide to continue this to a second and third season, I can totally see our main character Xenos making a body for her to possess, and maybe at that point a romance can blossom between the two of them. Another female character that was written well was Lily, who was being sold off as a slave, got kidnapped. Our main character Xenos pretty much free her, and she decides to work as his pretty much secretary, the poster girl for the clinic that he underground clinic that he opens. But she's too young. She's an elf, but she is both young, both physically and mentally. She is not something like Freyren that looks young, but she's actually like 500 years old. No, she is both mentally and physically a little girl. So even though that she's coming very strongly to our main character Sinos, I don't see anything happening between the two of them. The only one that I want him to end up with is Carmilla, only her. And our main character, Xenos, is also the type that I thought that he was going to be super stoic for the entire duration of the season, based on the first couple of episodes. But no, he actually does get happy, get annoyed. He does shows a little bit of emotion here and there. So the most of the time he is stoic, but he does shows emotion here and there throughout the anime. And he is also the type of character, the trope of him being super OP and he himself not even realizing it. And I thought that in the later half of the season, where he has to go to the Royal Academy for Healers, I thought that okay, in the Academy, he's going to finally realize that he is a super OP healer compared to the rest of the students. And I honestly do not know if he realized it or not, because it wasn't uh, he didn't outright said that he, oh my goodness, I thought that I was just a regular healer because I was self-taught. But even that is a lie, because he did got taught by somebody in the slums a very long time ago, but only for a brief moment. And later on, just he continued to self-taught himself and getting better at it. But yes, I thought that in the later half of the season he was going to realize, okay, I am actually a super OP brilliant healer. But it wasn't outright sad if he realized it or not. So that's what I wanted to say. The last thing that I want to say about this anime is that if you are going to watch this anime and give it a chance, I suggest that you start by episode 2, because they do the whole thing where episode 1 is actually supposed to be a part of the last episode, but I think, look, I think that they have enough material and a good stopping point in episode 11, but they got approved 12 episodes. So they decided, okay, since we have an extra episode, let's move episode 12 and make it and move it to episode 1. And they did a whole hullabaloo with the structuring of the episode. But what I did was I start from episode 2, watch all the way to episode 12, and then watch episode 1. That way you can chronologically understand a little bit better the anime. So that's what I wanted to say. So I'm just going to give this anime a score of a 6 out of 10. It could have been better. The animation was well done. Some of the characters were better written than others. Some of them were just bland. But I don't have much to say. It was just an okay anime. So I'm going to leave it here. So have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from. See you next video.